Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the July 13th, 2022 full moon in Capricorn, supermoon in Capricorn, actually, part 2 of 2. Now, look at the house this transit falls in your chart, as this could impact its delineation and interpretation. Now, this is going to fall in my natal 9th house. Now, this could manifest in a number of ways, of course. Now, one way this transit may be expressed for me could be the ending of maybe an overly pessimistic and negative, which is Capricorn, a belief system, which is the 9th house. Now, it may also be a revelation or unveiling of something business related that needs to be expanded. Now, the conjunction to Pluto may give more passion and desire in doing so. I hope this is not the end of consistent publishing for me, like the YouTube astrology videos. I mean, the 9th house is connected with publishing and global communications, but I don't believe it's going to be manifest in that manner for me. But somebody else that has the same transit, it may they may be associated with that. Now, next is it's also important to look at the aspects this makes to points in your chart, as this could impact its interpretation and delineation. Now, this is going to make a trine to my Taurus ascendant. Now, this could be expressed in having those Taurus rising latent powers of endurance to deal whatever is associated with this full moon, supermoon in Capricorn. And it may also be expressed in an ending, which is connected with a full moon, of some negative, which is Capricorn, what I stated before, an outlook or belief system, which is the 9th house, but it may blend well with a new beginning, which is connected with the ascendant. Being in Taurus, it might be done with much persistence, patience, and perseverance, and strong powers of endurance, I would say, as well. Now, another thing too is that what's also significant and what's important to look at the other electional aspects that this transit is going to make, is this could impact the way it's expressed, its delineation and interpretation. Now, this is going to make a conjunction to Pluto, and many people collectively may be more obsessed and fixated with ending what is associated with the Capricorn supermoon, because Pluto is connected with obsession and fixation. The full moon is about revelations and unveilings. Capricorn can be associated with despondency, sorrow, depression, and I would not be surprised if there was some disclosure at this time that would be maybe shocking to some degree, that are associated with deaths that are connected with depression. And I'm thinking this may also be some kind of unveiling or revelation that's associated. It could be with something nuclear from a government party. And there may be something with terrorism that is stated by a political figure or someone prominent in the government. It might be something connected with terrorism that we find out about at this time that might have certain significance and importance. Now, another thing too, it's also important to look at other transits to your natal chart this time, as they may be intensified and amplified, because they're going to be taking place at the same time as the supermoon in Capricorn. Now, the transit North Node in Taurus is going to make a conjunction to my natal Saturn in Taurus in the 12th house. Now, this may manifest in issues that need to be addressed and confronted, which is a North Node. It could be regarding some work or career, which is Saturn, and it may, one that may have been very stable and perceived maybe as monotonous and predictable, which is Taurus, but it's in the metaphysical, which includes astrology, which is the 12th house. And also, interestingly enough, for me, transit Uranus will be conjoining my natal Saturn as well at this time. Now, at this time, I may be very well questioning the future of what I'm doing. It may simply just be about, an unexpected, change I may decide to make in connection with the videos. Hold on, let's see if there's anything else as far as if there's any other transits to look at of any importance I want to talk about connected with my chart. Well, this is really the main one. This thing, this transit for me, again, it could be, an unexpected change, I decide, to make with the videos, and it might be just simply putting videos on an additional social media platform. So now another thing too, it's also important to look at other electional transits because they will be intensified and amplified because they're taking place, at this time as the supermoon. Now, transit Uranus and Taurus is going to conjoin the North Node. Now, this aspect may strongly emphasize the future for many. Now, since both these astrological energies are associated with it. Now, many may simply be directed toward a future of being more self-reliant, which could be connected with Taurus. And the transit of the full moon in Capricorn conjunct Pluto can reaffirm this because that could signify an ending of a shared resources scenario for many, and the fact that it's in Capricorn, it may have been something that was very regimented, consistent, and structured. Now, and keep in mind too, when you have endings and culminations of things, they can signify new beginnings and moving toward the future. The North Node Uranus, conjunction could really, I think this could be very auspicious for those that are, basically, that want to move ahead, that are really, that might have been planning for some time and really are really progressive and want to go toward the future at this time. And it could also be, really just, this is just, again, endings again can signify new beginnings and moving toward the future. And the thing about it too is this North Node Uranus conjunction may also be auspicious for those whose purpose at this time may be associated with the Uranus-related field, which includes astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, meteorology, or even something connected with humanitarianism and altruism. And it might be done, the fact that this is in Taurus, it may be done with much Taurus persistence and resulting in even greater financial acumen for the person. Now, and another thing, as far as an event goes on this day, well, on this day, on July 13, 2022, the day of the supermoon, full moon in Capricorn, Georgia Tech is going to be holding a virtual career fair. And the full moon, can be about revelations and unveilings. Now, Capricorn is associated with one's career. And anyone, at this virtual career fair, anyone that has the credentials for a job may find a position through this fair. And this may not seem, overly important on the surface. However, because it's going to be taking place on the supermoon, it may take on more importance and significance for some. Perhaps it could be finding a position at the fair that may result in more success for them. It could be some people may have a degree that could be used to apply for one position, but when they go on this virtual career fair, they may find out that they could apply it for another, which may result in greater success and prosperity ultimately. And the conjunction of Pluto may give more power in this, and it could add more emotional intensity, passion, and desire in doing so as well. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.